Hi, I'm Lester with Ice and Refrigeration Systems, and this video series, this specific video series, is going to deal with ice machines. In particular, what kind of ice machine do I need? Do I need a remote air-cooled ice machine? Do I need an air-cooled ice machine? Or do I need a liquid-cooled ice machine? And the features and benefits of each of those styles. An air-cooled ice machine is an ice machine that has a fan on the inside of it, and it takes air, the surrounding ambient air temperature, the surrounding ambient air, and it blows it across the condenser. And the surrounding ambient air is what cools the condenser down so the refrigerant can cycle back through and extract more heat out of the water so that the ice machine can produce ice. So in this process, it takes your surrounding air, we're like in about 80-degree air right now, it'd take that, it'd blow that 80-degree air across the condenser, and on the other side of the condenser, when it blows out, it's going to blow hot air. Typically about 100, 105 degrees is what's going to blow out on the other side of that. Air-cooled ice machines are by far and away the most popular ice machines that are sold in this country. They're designed really to work in under 90-degree ambient temperature environments. On every ice machine, when you see an ice machine rating, if it says, hey, this ice machine makes 350 pounds a day, or it makes 475 pounds a day, what ice machine companies do is they take their ice machines and they stick them in a 70-degree room and they shoot 60-degree water through them. Whatever that ice machine drops in 24 hours, it's its stated production capacity. So you can shop apples to apples, but know that what you're seeing is numbers that are based on an ice machine that's in a 70-degree room and has 60-degree water shooting through it. Realistically, you're typically probably looking at about an 85-degree room, and you're typically probably looking at 70-degree water. This is going to affect the production because you've got more heat to take out of the water, and the refrigerant's not being cooled down as much with 85-degree air as it is with 70-degree air. So you'll get about 85% of stated production capacity. Now that's an air-cooled machine. A liquid-cooled machine, these machines are typically favored by people who are putting an ice machine in an environment that's not air-conditioned or is in a very hot environment. If your ice machine is going to be over 90 degrees ambient air temperature, you need to seriously consider a liquid-cooled or water-cooled ice machine. Now, instead of using the surrounding ambient air, the refrigerant is surrounded by a water jacket, and a stream of water goes over the refrigerant tube and extracts the heat out, and the heat, instead of going in the room, goes down the drain. It's great for not heating up the room that the ice machine is in, and it's great because typically your water's like 70, 75 degrees, and it's very effective in cooling down the refrigerant so that the ice machine can make more ice. Now, here's the deal. The downside of a liquid or water-cooled ice machine is that it will fill up a swimming pool in a month. And a 300-pound water-cooled ice machine will typically run your water bill up $30 to $40 a month. It may be more in some parts of the country, it may be less in some parts of the country. But that's the downside of a water-cooled ice machine. Remote ice machines. This is where they take the condenser and they put it up on top of the roof. So a remote ice machine would have the refrigerant line sets that literally run through the ceiling and go all the way up to the roof, and the compressor not the compressor, but the condenser and a great big huge fan would be up there, blowing air across it to cool it down. It's great for two reasons. Number one, you're not putting any of the hot air into the room that you're trying to air condition. Number two, you're not using a whole bunch of extra water. They tend to be more energy efficient and stuff like that. The upfront cost on a remote, though, is substantial. You have to do a roof penetration. You have to get a roofer to penetrate your roof so that refrigerant lines can be run through the roof. You have to run electricity up to the roof so that you can, the remote condenser can be wired in, and you have to purchase an additional remote condenser. The ice machine, if this ice machine is a $2,000 ice machine air cooled, it's a $2,000 ice machine water cooled, and the remote version of it is $2,000 too. So additional installation cost typically cost minimally twice what a standard ice machine install will cost. Maybe a little bit more if you're going up real high, if a boom needs to be employed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're using a large quantity of ice, and typically most applications where you have a 1,500 pound ice machine, remote's the way to go. But there are additional costs incurred with the ice machine costing more and installation on that. I hope you found this information helpful, and look forward to talking to you someday. Thanks.